This video is going to talk about the negative side of materialism and consumption. The first negative aspect of materialism and consumption is environmental damage. I think this needs no discussion. Everything we consume uses up the resources of the planet. We use water, we use wood, we use minerals, we're using up the resources. And also, besides using up resources, what we consume can pollute. For instance, automobiles, obviously, the carbon emissions can pollute. Garbage and trash in the ocean is pollution. The pesticides and herbicides that might be used pollute. In other words, materialism, in order to get us all these material goodies, creates a lot of environmental problems. And this is a major drawback of consumption and materialism. Let's go on to some other interesting drawbacks as well. One of them is this, and I'm going to point this out to you. It's how we look at how valuable things are. So let me set up a dilemma for you, a hypothetical circumstance. Let's say you go to the casino, you win $100,000. They give it to you in a briefcase. They wouldn't ordinarily. Ordinarily, you get a check probably, huh? And you go to your friend's house, and you forget and leave the briefcase in the car. And you're in there and you're celebrating your money, and you look out the window and somebody is stealing the car. Now, here is the hypothetical situation you have to deal with, and I want to know your answer. Your friend has a high-powered rifle, and you have a clear shot at that person. You only have one shot, and the only shot you're going to get is a headshot. You can't wound them. You can't shoot the tires out. Now, ordinarily, that might be illegal because I don't think you can shoot somebody who's stealing your car. I don't believe you can. But we're going to clear up this. This is hypothetical, right? We're going to say a law was just passed that allows people to shoot people, even kill them, who are stealing the car. So here we go. Person stealing the car, here's $100,000 in cash of your money in the car. Okay, the law says you can shoot to kill the person. Okay, it's allowable under this hypothetical situation. You only get one shot, it's a headshot. What I want to know is, would you take the headshot and kill the person to protect your money, or would you let them take the money? And your answer is what? What do you think most students in my class answer? Would they take the headshot and kill the person, or would they let them get away with the money? The majority say I would kill the person to stop them from taking my money. And when I ask them why, they say because it's my money, he's stealing it, I could use that money, I could buy things, I need that money to be, And what they're saying is that, I have a right to protect it. When I ask students who would not shoot, they say, I can't, I'm not going to kill somebody to protect money. No, I'm not going to do it. I have to kill somebody. I'm not going to take a person's life. Now, let me try to explain to you what's going on here. There's a mentality that comes out of materialism that relates to this hypothetical situation, okay? And the mentality is this, okay? The mentality is that things are more important than people. Let me explain this. The money isn't what you're protecting, really, because money ain't going to make you happy. It's what the money can buy. So what you're really protecting is not the $100,000, but what the $100,000 can get you. Cars and TVs and stereos and trips. All of this consumerism that we talked about in a previous video. So you're basically saying, my things that I can get with this money is more important than your life. And since it's my money, I have a right to protect it. You've just said things are more important than people. Think about it. You've just said that. And by the way, I should tell you before we go any further, they did a survey years ago, and they asked a kind of a similar question. They asked people, would you feel justified in shooting somebody, killing somebody, to protect your most valuable object? And close to 60% of the respondents said yes. Wow. They said the same thing. Things are more important than people. I say that's a drawback of materialism, because I think people are always more important than things. But let's ask this question. What would lead us to believe that things are more important than people? And this gets us to another problem and drawback of materialism, and that is the mistaken belief that things can make you happy. That's right. That's another drawback of materialism. The mistaken belief that things can make you happy. And look closely at advertisements on television. You know what advertisements do? They do a number of things. First thing, they make you dissatisfied with what you got. Because remember when I said we get new tech toys? Well, every time you see a new tech toy, you are dissatisfied with your old toy because the new toy is better. Isn't that true? So advertising first creates a dissatisfaction. It kind of says what we have isn't as good as what they're going to sell us, okay? And then advertising does something else. And that is, it says, if you get this thing, if you get the new phone or the new car or the new house, you're going to be happy. So they show, some guy and he can't get a date. He's a loser. And he gets a new sports car and everybody thinks he's cool. Do you follow me? Or we have Mrs. Garcia. She's unhappy. She's a typical housewife, which is really busy and she can't stay up with everything. And then she gets a new washer and dryer. She's real happy, Well, they show you the family, and the family is like, and then they get a new TV and the family's happy. It's like what they're telling you in advertising is that if you get the right thing, you'll be happy. I watch these TV shows in which people go out and they buy houses, and they get a nice new house or a condo and they're all happy. It's like, if you get the right house, you're happy. Get the right condo, you're happy. Get the right car, the right TV, the right washer and dryer. So advertising, one, creates dissatisfaction with what you got, but also it tells you if you get the right thing, you're going to be happy. If you get the new phone, it's going to be better, you're going to be happy. Now, I'll be happy if they make a phone that makes me look beautiful. But in reality, it ain't going to happen because we all know that things don't make us happy. So that's why I think sometimes we would kill to protect property because we think the property is going to really make us happy. And to me, that's very, very sad. The other thing that I think we get that we have to look at as a drawback of materialism is, do we ever get satisfied? How much money is enough? How much is enough? How much money do you really need to be satisfied, to be happy? And I asked this in my classes. I said, how much do you need to be happy? How much money do you need? Because money, right, buys us things. So what I've done before is I tossed out like this, okay? I tossed out an amount, and let's give you an amount. Let's say you made $60,000. And let's say we guaranteed you $60,000 for the rest of your life, and we increase the amount for inflation, and we'll give you health insurance, okay? So you're going to make $60,000 every year adjusted for inflation, which means your salary is going to go up every year, and you're going to have this salary. Would you be satisfied? Now, again, you have to have a job, okay? And the job we'll give you is the job you get when you graduate from college, okay? So imagine you graduated, let's say you're a dental hygienist. Let's say you're a public school teacher, okay? And you have this job. We're going to give you $60,000 a year. We increase it every year to keep up with inflation. You know what that means, right? That means $60,000 that you get this year, that you have the same buying power 10 years from now, because we're going to adjust it so you can buy as much 10 years from now as you could have bought now with $60,000. And we'll give you health insurance because that's important, right? Some students take it, but a lot of students don't. A lot of them say, I want more. How much more depends, 75,000, 100,000, etc. Because we're looking for happiness, aren't we? And in looking for happiness, we think we need more money. But how much more money do we need? Because now we get into a question of greed. So I'm going to say a drawback of materialism and consumption is we get greedy because we want more and more and more in order to get the right little toy that's going to make us happy. So here's what I ask my students. I'd say, look, let's say you made $60,000 right here in 2020 right now. Would you be in the upper half or lower half of wage earners in American society? What do you think? You'd be in the upper half. That's right. But it's even more impressive. Let's compare $60,000 to everybody on this planet. So let's say now you're making $60,000 a year. Are you in the upper half or lower half of wage earners on this planet? Answer, upper half. Are you in the upper 40% of wage earners on this planet? Yes, you are. Upper 30%? Yes, you are. If you make $60,000, are you in the top 20% of wage earners on the planet Earth? Yes, you are. If you make $60,000, are you in the top 10%? Yes, you are. If you make $60,000 a year, are you in the top 5% of wage earners? And I think if you look at the figures, you are. In other words, making $60,000 puts you in the top 5%, maybe even higher, of wage earners on the planet Earth. And you know, a lot of people, you say 60,000, I want more. Why do I want more? I want more because I want to buy more stuff. It's not enough. It's something we got to be aware of, that we don't become greedy in our search for happiness via material things. So now let's kind of summarize this. When we look at the negative side of materialism, we have environmental damage. We have the possibility that things become more important than people. It's more important to have a thing, and we would maybe kill for it. It's more important than human life. Things become very much important to us. More important people if we're not careful. Also, there is the mistake in the belief. Another drawback of materialism, that things will make you happy. It's a mistaken belief that things will make you happy. Might make your life more comfortable, okay? That I agree. But really, true happiness, does it come in a car, a TV set, a smartphone? I kind of doubt it. And also we get kind of greedy. We get greedy because it seems like we always want more. And again, that's partly because advertisement keeps telling us two things, remember? That everything is new and improved, and that if you get the right thing, you're going to be happy. And so we get kind of greedy. We always want more. We have to be careful with that. So this is the end of my discussion of the negative aspects of materialism and consumerism.